Welcome back to the channel, or hi if you're new here. I'm Elise and I'm so excited to have you here today because this is part one of how to crochet for absolute beginners. This is going to be everything you're going to need to know to start learning how to crochet, and we're going to set you up for success to start learning those basic stitches and techniques in the next part. You'll also be learning today how to properly hold your crochet hook and your yarn, how to make a slip knot, and how to make a chain. Okay, before we can start learning how to crochet, the first thing we're going to need is some tools and materials. You might have a crochet hook and some yarn already, and that is perfect. Or you might be confused about what exactly you need to go out and grab as far as what type of yarn you need to start out with, what weight, what types of crochet hooks in what sizes. So we're going to go ahead and go over that together really quick. As far as yarn, I recommend all beginners start out with a medium weight for acrylic yarn in a light color. The reason is it's going to be a lot easier to work with and to see exactly what you're doing. I have a skein of Big Twist acrylic yarn here, but you can use any medium weight acrylic yarn in a light color that you would like. For your crochet hooks, you can go out and buy a beginner set, which is going to have all kinds of different sizes in it, really everything you're going to need. Or you can just get a couple to start out with, and I'll go over in just a second how to determine what size crochet hook you need for your yarn. I personally prefer to use these metal crochet hooks, especially the ones with the grip. They're just easier to use in my opinion, but some people prefer them without the grip and they look like this. The reason you want to go grab some metal ended hooks rather than plastic or wood or resin is that metal end is going to slide against the yarn, especially this acrylic yarn, a lot easier than other materials, so it's not going to snag as you work. Okay, so now how do we determine the appropriate crochet hook size for our yarn? What we're going to do is grab the skein of yarn, flip it over to the back, and on that label you'll see it says medium 4. That is the weight of yarn, and right next to it on this one it says 5mm hook. So that's the appropriate crochet hook size as a general rule to be using with this yarn. So because our label here says a 5mm hook, today I'm going to be using a 5mm crochet hook. If you're following a tutorial or a project, it may call for a different crochet hook size than your yarn weight recommends. Sometimes I go up to a 6mm for our medium weight yarn, and as low as a 2.5mm. It just depends what you're working on and the look that you're going for. But just keep in mind, as a general rule, you'll be using the same crochet hook size that is recommended on the back label of your yarn. Okay, now that we have our yarn picked out and the appropriate crochet hook size, we're going to go ahead and learn how to make a slip knot. There are multiple ways to make a slip knot. I'm just going to show you how I do it. The way I do it is to wrap the yarn around 2 of my fingers in a cross like this. This part of your yarn where the yarn ends is going to be called the yarn tail. So we're going to pinch that yarn tail with our thumb like that, so our cross does not come undone. Next, I'm taking my pointer finger on my other hand and I'm going to put it under that first strand of yarn like that and over the second. So I'm putting it over that yarn tail. Next, I'm flipping that second strand of yarn up and just pulling it tight. Let's do that one more time together. I'm wrapping the yarn around 2 of my fingers in a cross. I'm going to pinch that yarn tail with my thumb. Then taking my finger on my other hand, I'm putting it under that first strand of yarn and over the yarn tail. Then flip that second strand of yarn up and pull it tight. Okay, now we have our slip knot. You can go ahead and rewind the video if you need to. Don't worry if you can't get it on the first try. It's definitely a little bit tricky, and like I said, there are multiple ways to make a slip knot, so you can do what works for you. Okay, now that we have our slip knot ready, we can go ahead and put our hook into that loop, just like that. We're going to pull on the yarn tail to go ahead and close that loop around our hook, like that. And this strand of yarn here that connects to our skein of yarn is called the working yarn, and this is the piece of yarn that we're going to hold and start working with as we make our stitches. Okay, so now we're ready to learn how to hold our crochet hook and our yarn. Just like the slip knot, there are many ways to hold your crochet hook and your yarn. I'm just going to show you the way that I learned and the way that I do it. But like I said, if this is not comfortable for you or you find that it's not working, there are many other ways that you can do it. So don't give up, just find what works for you. Okay, the way that I hold my crochet hook is I take my thumb and my pointer finger and I put them together at the top of the grip. And then I hold it the way that you would a knife when you're eating. So that looks like this. And then the way that I hold my yarn is I take my thumb and my ring finger and I put those together at the bottom of that slip knot right there. And I just pinch those together. And then I take my pointer finger and my middle finger and I grab that working yarn and I just pull it tight like that. So again, I'm grabbing my hook like you would a knife while you're eating. And then I grab my yarn with my thumb and my ring finger right at the bottom of that loop. And then my pointer finger and my middle finger are grabbing that working yarn and I'm pinching that yarn between those two fingers to make tension on that working yarn. To rotate my hook here in a minute, when I grab the yarn to make our chain, I'm rotating my hook with my thumb and my pointer finger on my right hand. So I'm just moving it like this to grab the yarn. So no matter what technique that you choose to hold your crochet hook and your yarn, it's going to feel a little bit weird at first. It might be a little bit uncomfortable and it's not going to feel natural, but as you practice, it's just going to become second nature to pick up your crochet hook and your yarn and you won't even think about it. Okay, so now that we have our slip knot and we've picked up our crochet hook and our yarn, we're ready to start making a chain. Make sure you have that working yarn taut, just like that. Then we're going to grab that yarn with the hook. We'll twist it a little bit like that. And we're going to pull it through that loop on our hook. Just like that. Again, grab the yarn, keep that tension on the working yarn nice and tight, and pull it right through the loop on our hook. And we can just keep making our chain by yarning over. When I say yarn over, that means I'm just grabbing that yarn with my hook like that. And then we'll pull it through the loop on our hook. And keep on doing that, and you can make your chain as long as you'd like. If you find that your chain is looking a little bit more like this rather than this, just make sure that that loop around your hook stays tightened down around the hook and you're maintaining good tension on that working yarn. So keep that nice and taut. Make sure this loop around your hook is tightened down around the hook. And those chains will be tighter and a lot more uniform. Okay, once you've made a few chains like this, you are officially crocheting. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop here for part 1. In the next part, I will cover all of the basic stitches such as single crochet, double crochet, half double crochet, and triple crochet. I'll also cover how to work in rows, how to change yarn colors, and how to tie off and weave in your yarn tails. If you made it here to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching and for being here with me learning how to crochet. Congratulations on starting your crochet journey. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this first part and what you'd like to see in the next one. Subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in the next video.